Hi, welcome back. Today, we'll be looking at nutrition in mammals. This topic, I will break the lesson up into various parts. In lesson 1, we will learn what is digestion, why is digestion important. Now let's define the term nutrition. Nutrition is the process of taking in food and converting it into living matter. It means consuming food in the form of rice, bread, fish, meat, vegetables, and all this food will be digested into simplest form and absorbed by the body, used by the body to be made into new cells or for other purposes. If you recall, nutrients in food consist of or is made up of carbohydrates, food, proteins, fats, and amino acid. Let me repeat again. Nutrients in the food that we eat comprise of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, mineral salts, and vitamins. In order for these nutrients to be used by the living cells in the body, either to produce energy or to make new living matter, it needs to be digested. Holozoic nutrition refers to the method of nutrition whereby animals take in and digest complex organic compounds and absorb the useful products. Human beings is one of those animals which use Holozoic type of nutrition. We need to consume the food and get the food to be digested into simplest form and be absorbed for production of useful living matters in the body. Nutrition involves feeding, digestion, absorption, and assimilation. In this chapter, we will just look at the process of digestion and the process of absorption. What is digestion? Digestion is the process of breaking down large insoluble food molecules into smaller soluble molecules. What do I mean by large insoluble food molecules? Recall the topic nutrients that we have learned last week. Nutrients in food consists of or is made up of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, mineral salts, and vitamins. Carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are large insoluble food molecules. They cannot diffuse across the cell membrane and enter the bloodstream from the small intestine. Hence, carbohydrates will be broken down into glucose. Protein will be broken down into amino acids. Fats will be broken down into fatty acids and glycerol. Glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, and glycerol are smaller soluble molecules which are able to diffuse across the cell membrane and be absorbed by the blood. Process of digestion takes place in the digestive system. Our digestive system starts from the mouth and ends in the anus. In next lesson, we will look at the different parts of the digestive system. So why is digestion important to us? Firstly, the inner surface of our intestines and other living membranes are made up of semi-permeable membrane or a partially permeable membrane. Being partially permeable membrane, it only allows certain substances to pass through. Large complex molecules are not able to pass through partially permeable membrane. Large insoluble molecules are referring to carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Most of the food in our diet is made up of large and complex molecules and is often insoluble in water. Hence, it cannot be absorbed into the bloodstream. Only small and soluble food molecules can diffuse through the living membranes into the bloodstream to be carried away to other parts of our body and be used. Hence, the food we eat need to be digested into simplest form and soluble form so that it can be absorbed into the bloodstream and be transported to other parts of the body for other uses. So what have you learned in this lesson? First of all, we have looked at the process of holozoic nutrition, which involves feeding, digestion, absorption, and assimilation. Digestion involves breaking down complex food substances into simpler form. Enzymes are needed to speed up the process of digestion. Without enzymes, digestion will take place very slowly. Digestion is important because it converts complex food into diffusible form. Example of diffusible form: glucose, amino acid, and fatty acid and glycerol.